And now it's officially time to kick off our 13th annual Franklin High School Library Poetry Slam. The energy is electric tonight. Welcome to the Franklin High School Library, unequivocally the most beautiful library in all of Portland, and you're sitting in it. Big round of applause for libraries. We are glad that they exist, and we're glad that you're here. I would like to introduce to you my student MC. This is Toby, a senior here at Franklin. MC Toby has many interests, including the arts, music, education, and being a senior here at Franklin High School. Toby will be announcing our poets, and we'll also be sharing a couple of announcements with you. If you didn't get a program, our friend Amber in the back can help you, or actually our friend Ryder, one of my volunteers, can help you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. This is my favorite library event of the year. Toby will share many more thanks, but if you're here in this library, please know that I'm thankful for you, and I'm glad you're here. Poets, it takes a lot of bravery to get up here and spill your guts on the stage. I'm proud of you. You're already a winner. A big reminder for me is that the points are not the point. The point is the poetry. And we're about to hear 17 phenomenal poets. You are so lucky. You're going to love them. Let's give a round of applause for our poets. I forgot to tell you who I am. I am your friendly Franklin librarian, Miss Frazee. This is my 5th poetry slam here at Portland, at Franklin in Portland. And I am feeling really positive that it's going to be our best one yet. So thanks for being here and sharing that with me. I'm going to pass things off to Toby, who will let you know a little bit more about the rules of the poetry slam and our plan for this evening. Here we go, Toby.
All right, thank you. So like Ms. Frazee said, this is the 13th annual Franklin Poetry Slam. I'm very, very excited to get into it. Now I'd like to issue a brief reminder. This is maybe the only time that I will ever not only encourage you, but demand that you are loud in the library. You need to applaud for these poets. If you do not, I will fine you. I promise. I'm watching very carefully if you are not at the top of your lungs. Now that unfortunate bit's out of the way. Oh look, it's moving. All right, so our program will proceed really fast. So, we're going back or not? We're supposed to stay here? Okay, lovely. We're going to start off with a welcome introduction to the judges by, it's me! I get to do that. It'll be great. All right. Round 1 will consist of our slam participants randomly assigned in order, which I know, but none of you do. Intermission will have music provided by our wonderful house band, The Real Book. They are fantastic. Oh my goodness, snacks and drinks will also be served during intermission. Then round 2 will commence with top contestants competing for 2 Versalandia slots and 1 alternate or unnominated. Winners will be announced, and Ms. Frazee and I will close after that. Now, as a heads up, tonight's program will be recorded. If you or your family members would like to obtain a recording, you can contact Ms. Frazee after the show and she will get back to you. Okay. Like I said, this is a qualifying event for the citywide Poetry Slam Versalandia. So the top 2 participants will be entered into this competition, which is happening April 24th at the Arlene Schnitzer Hall. You've never been there? It is gorgeous. If you want free tickets, go see Ms. Frazee. She's full of them. I think she said we have 1 billion. 1 billion. Sorry, not 1 billion free tickets. So don't take them all, but don't be shy. A couple of thank yous before we get started here. Again, The Real Book, last day, so good. Our faculty advisors are Brian Dykeman, Bessie Wolfmeyer, and Funwee, Pamela Garrett. They're all fantastic. Dylan Cohen and Charlie Dishman are our math geniuses. They're over there in the corner. They are the backbone of the school event. They're going to be computing these scores. I said what I said, Mr. Cohen. They'll be computing the scores of this event. and letting us know how each poet's doing. Mixed verse about our timekeeper. You had him already in the back. Again, instrumental in his performance very smoothly. As long as possible. Anna York and Amber Nelson Wagner are our volunteers. They're in here somewhere. I saw them. Yeah, boom, right back there. I'll probably let this up. Look, it's me on the host. I can come up during this. This is kind of nice. Librarian and Brazy, again, you are what's making this all happen. We are so grateful to you for letting us use this space, and it means so much. Thank you. Dan Pryor is our library assistant. Ryder Landau is tackling both sound and snacks. I have faith he'll do great. You want to get a clap for raising your hand? Beautiful. And then Stephen Sun, we're also here for this. Oh, yes, and of course, the PTSA supporting and funding our events. Yeah. All right, for those of you who have not attended a Poetry Slam, here's a brief overview of the rules that will keep us all in check for the evening. So, each poem is an original work that's created by the poet. There are no recitals of famous poetry. Everything you're about to see and hear is an original creation coming straight from our Franklin students. Absolutely fantastic. Each poet has 3 minutes, plus a 1 minute grace period. This phrase encounters already. But if they go over the 4 minute time, there will be a deduction from their score, but it's not the end of the world. And when the time will be run at 3 minutes, that's not true. It'll be mixed verse and multiple number. 2 and then 3, it'll be fine. You'll know when your time is nearing its close if you are a poet. No props, costumes, or musical instruments. Unless you're a part of the house band. And the highest and lowest scores from our judges, who, we'll get to them in a second, they're fantastic. But the highest and lowest scores will be deducted or deleted, and our score will be the sum of the 3 in the middle. Now, please, everyone, give a very warm welcome to our panel of judges over here. So, we have Anjanae Bryant over here, raise your hand. Fantastic. Her place in college is the Portland Japanese Garden, which is a fantastic choice. Gold ticket information is beautiful there. We also have Taya Falk, raise your hand. Their favorite class in high school is sociology, which we don't offer, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun. There's Kevin Moore, who is the only morning person out of the bunch, considering himself a freak. Mora, can't read. Unfortunate position for my talents. We have Ben Morgan, who, let's see, Peter Kay, you are welcome here. And right to have you on this panel. So now we have Deb Miller-Landau, who I have written down for you. You're awesome. That's what I do. Fantastic. I will not read all these off right now because when they are, up in the order, I will announce them. But here's a brief overview of all of our participants, including our sacrificial poet, Ada Johnson. It'll be wonderful. Unfortunately, as a product of the art that this is, some poems may contain mature content that may feature upsetting topics. This is a mandatory warning. Poetry is sensitive and emotional. It's part of the art. I'm deeply sorry for any harm anything happens causes, but hope you're all right. I can just say it now. Oh, wow. More than thank yous. Wow. All right. This is the end? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Wow. Without further ado, there might be some further ado, but without much further ado. Ready to begin? Okay, fantastic. Then I would love to welcome up to the stage our sacrificial poet, Ada Johnson.
When I was little, I loved to take up space, man-spreading, sprawled on the couch, on the floor. I adored my legs. I wrote poems about where they'd been and what they might do. When my boobs grow in, I thought they were cool. I thought, I'm a woman now. When I was little, I wore my bruises like trophies, decorating my knees in an array of color. I studied the patterns in which the hair on my arms grew. It was as much a mystery to me as the stars. When I got cellulite, my first thought was how it looked like sunlight on the seafloor. When I was little, I pulled on my love handles, captivated as a baby with a new toy. I got calluses on my hands from the monkey bars and paraded around, showing them off. When my hips widened, I gleefully cited it as a reason why I should not have to sit in the middle seat. When I was little, I cut my hair short, and just like that, I was Megan Rapinoe. I loved running my hands down my leg hair, feeling its smoothness and softness. When I looked in the mirror, I saw my mom's favorite color in my green eyes. When I was little, I prided myself on how much I could eat. The size of my stomach was a symbol of this victory. I loved that my body could swim and play basketball and kick soccer balls. When my armpit hair finally grew in, I had been waiting, I jumped for joy. When I got older, I didn't feel this anymore. When I got older, my body became an object, not a treasure trove of memories and life. When I got older, my body became something to post on Instagram, not something to take care of. When I got older, I wanted to crawl out of my own skin, but that's not what this poem is about. This poem is about how, when I was little, I saw my body as a thing of strength, wonder, and magic that it was, that it is. Thank you.
One round of applause, please. That was fantastic. Applaud the poets. You're all safe so far. All right. Now, because I want to keep this here, I will just use my very loud speaking voice. So I can take it back and forth every time. Now, the sacrificial poet is a tradition that allows the judges to calibrate their scores and make it so that no one has to be the first person to present. So, now, I'd like to welcome up our first contestant.
Wait.
What? Oh, this is the person, please. Sorry.
Do I give a countdown? 3.
Fantastic. Look at that. How was that? All right. Now I will welcome up our first contestant, Aiden Powell.
The hands that shape these featherless wings are godlike, molded like clay. His glare served as the drawing torch and will. To create is its only godlike quality. Otherwise, it is demonic beyond a mind's apparition. I look to the sky, tear roses raining down from my consequences to laugh in coding cacophony as it splays the land with its bleeding petals. Leaving none that hide from the hemorrhaged world, it went and came to, under the watchful eye of the man and the mortals he supposedly serves as seer to. I look to the ground, blood, my hands, blood. No one knows, nobody now, no mind realize, no blood will find. A man will only cry until his blood finds a way. And while all seems clear and here, I find questions filling my mind, replacing vital fluids. How can perfection lead to such a consequence? How can angel offer such devil? Is it ignorance or apathy that defines one between good and evil? Perhaps we'll all feel adverse to one we may perceive as unclean to another's standards. After all, angel hate devil, and I resent the creator. Perfection can hate, perfection can hurt. Let me see which way you came, so I can wound in fate opposition to life in the dirt. How am I supposed to feel after my forced repossession of an existence incarnate? Am I to share my knowledge of the supposed gift of divinity, to ruin, to riches? Is it punishment and death to my young mind for its sin of the unforgiving know-how? No, I know something no one else will. I have control over it. Contribution to humanity is not my interest. Benefit to myself or any other is undesirable. I will create that same cacophony, even if it costs me my death, for all who ever loved. Though, I wish it wasn't like this. I wish I lived a normal life. But I don't truly have a choice. Not anymore. It's so sad. But I couldn't be happier.
Fantastic. Next, please welcome onto the stage Al Lavato.
Thank you. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl who tied her hair into braids, who wore her little play fairy wings. She would laugh with strangers. She would dance to every tune. She would leave food and wake of ant trails. She was confidently herself. She strode through life with a smile on her face, with her rosy cheeks and eyes so full of wonder. She did this because she loved to love, but then she began to listen. She listened to words she should have never heard. She learned to trust no one, so she stopped laughing with strangers. She learned to be ashamed, so she stopped dancing to any tune. She learned to hate any pest, so she stopped leaving food for the little ants. She learned to fear. Her own body was a request. She started to grow breasts by age 7, and grown adults would talk to her of sex. She learned it as a threat, how it could be taken when it should be given. By age 8, she was attracting others' gaze. By age 9, her hips, her body, her sense of self began to change. Boys paid her attention she did not want. By age 10, she learned to hate herself. She hid her body in clothes too big. She wanted to scream. Her eyes, once so full of wonder, dulled, now filled with pain. She would look in the mirror and wish to see anything but herself. By age 12, she forgot how to love life, love herself. She lost her little play fairy wings. By age 13, she wanted to kill herself. By age 14, she nearly did. Now 15, she begins to heal. She's taken out her little play fairy wings and hung them on her wall. She laughs with strangers. She has a smile on her face, her eyes so full of hope. She begins to learn to love. By age 16, she hopes to dance to every tune. By age 18, she hopes to learn to love life, to love to learn. By age 20, she hopes to leave food in wake of ant trails. By age 30, she hopes to stride through life confidently herself. A smile on her face with her rosy cheeks and eyes so full of love. By age 60, she hopes to have hair of silver tied into little braids.
is Vincent Perez.
Hello guys. Okay. I don't know much about poems, but decided it's something I want to try because I'm challenging myself. And if I don't speak, I think I'll cry. I have friends, yes, but sometimes I just feel alone. I have a family that I love, which in return love me back. I have a hardworking mom, so why do I feel all alone? I'm living a great life, yet sometimes I break down. I sometimes want to yell to let a soul know what's really going on. But who do I tell? My friends? My family? I feel like I'm so alone despite all the friends I have and family who deeply care for me. I like speaking about myself a lot, but at times I don't know what to say, and I blame that on my parents' divorce. I don't feel close to my parents anymore. They only know the me at home, not the me that shares his interests about boys or how I love to read. They only know the me that was the little boy I never was, not the grown-up me. I'm originally from California. I'm here now because of a fight between my sister and dad. I remember my sister had hit the floor, and I had a week to decide whether I want to move to a new state or live with the memory of that night. I'm not afraid of waking up to loud noises, as it reminds me of that night and recall the screams and cries from the outside. I remember the nausea began to rise, and I stepped out to see what the fuss was about. Within a week, I was in a new state, a new school with no friends, and beginning a journey towards discovering who I should be. But that's enough about me. That's all.
Please welcome up next, Zen Nicholas Rowe.
I'm reading off of my phone because I'm Gen Z and I have an addiction to it. Huh? This is perfect. Thank you. Underway, the thunder's way, a ring would fill the air. The wind would sigh as prophesied, but the prophet lied and fair. The leader, oh, the general, led the ghouls with holy light, but the prophet lied as prophesied that the ghouls below to fight. This isn't right, this is unjust, the ghouls had chimed again, for they had known the prophet lied, it is him we are against. The ghouls had known this bode no good fare, the prophet can't lead, but he isn't scared, the prophet's outnumbered, he is only one, the prophet is cool, he thinks he has won. The ghouls, the prophet set out to war, the ghosts and the ghouls, I'll show him what for. But the prophet spoke to all the ghouls, he met them face to face. He looked them dead on in the eyes, and this is what he'd say. You cannot look at what I've said, I swear I speak the truth. The wind will sigh, I prophesy, I've come along to end the ghouls. But I swear I know the way to lead, if you'd follow my holy light. You must understand you all are wrong, so you must segregate and fight. As skin was gnashed, gashed, gnawed, the prophet said, Shir Kafad, free to lie, free to retry, free to repeat all the ghouls tried to fight. Though the ghouls did as told to fight, as led by the prophet's holy light. The wind had sighed, as prophesied, thunder ringing through the air. The ghouls had known, they prophesied, as boded no good fare. So when the battle cries fade to naught, and they aren't all you could hear, the ghouls are gone, as prophesied, and now the weather is finally cleared.
next to the stage, Emma Airbar.
I wrote this poem last year and I didn't perform it for the Poetry Slam, but I wrote it in my English class and we were supposed to write 4 poems. This poem is called Frames, and it's basically like, there's a repeated line in this when you tell my story, and basically it's like, how are you going to be remembered? What's your legacy going to be like? So here goes. Write that I came from white sand, wild plains, from vast fjords and 1,000 medieval hamlets shrouded from the snow-capped peaks, the source of a long, winding road leading into darkness, pressed against a series of opportunities, slipping into a new world in a melting pot of hope. Write that I share myself with my blood, workers fighting for a promised land by toiling and struggling to be who they are. In a dream of hope and hushed promises, sweating complexity, seeking aid before anyone noticed us. When you tell my story, write me as a struggler, the one who put work off to the last minute, the one who succeeded, struggled, succeeded, and struggled again, the one who draws barriers in Spanish and English, who gets cold feet when asked to speak the other but will use my skills for the better, who longs for the opportunity to float away and not be heard of again, who will improve and change. Say that I was somewhat like them, dreaming of a better life, hanging on to education, climbing towards what we are now, fond of yellow curry, white fish, sticky rice, and dragon fruit, and fond of the way I was made with 2 pigments, from the pink hues with tans circling in between, with a rounded nose and deep brown eyes, facing an old tomorrow, looking towards a new horizon. When you tell my story, make me an explorer, starting the trails of Mount Tabor Park under the light of the Columbia Gorge, looking for an opportunity to roll, float, dream away to a new future, seeking lore of gossip and grime, never heard of again. When you tell my story, make me strong, a survivor who still tries to figure it out, who speaks of freedom, who tries to change our society, who will stand up for what's right. Thank you.
Next up to stage, please, warm round of applause for Michael Wilson.
I'm also bonehead, and I wasn't able to get the papers, so reading off my phone. Papers are loud. All right, let's get to it. Perfection, perfection, perfection. He only wanted perfection. He said if I wasn't perfect, the world would crumble beneath my feet and I would fall and never return. And I had the guts to believe him. Yet, just no matter what I did, how hard I tried, I still struggled to breathe in the expectations he had for me. For the first time in my life, I finally thought I experienced what drowning felt like. But I wasn't drowning, or so said my friends. He's such an awesome teacher. It's probably your fault anyways. Their words twisted around my throat like chains. That wasn't the teacher I saw. I knew they were wrong. The teacher I saw was venomous, like a western rattlesnake waiting its next victim, and that victim was me. But maybe they were right. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I was too ignorant to see their truth. I'll try harder. I need to be perfect. And I did. I worked harder, longer. I wanted to be perfect. But no matter what I did, no matter how many things I turned in, it wasn't enough. He said it was never going to be enough. That I would never see the high throne that he has the honor to sit on. Wake up, work, school, work, sleep. Wake up, work, school, work, sleep. Wake up, work, school, work, sleep. I finally experienced what drowning felt like, and it was excruciating. Perfection, perfection, perfection. I only wanted perfection. Why can't I be perfection? Will I ever be perfection? I give up. I can't do it anymore. I'm never enough for him. Why did he choose me? Why did he choose me to be perfect in his eyes? Was it that he saw something in me? Or was it that he wanted my downfall? Paperwork started to sack millions of miles into the atmosphere. Yet none of them were perfect. And then, I don't know, just something snapped. I didn't care anymore. Maybe I don't need to be perfect. Maybe I'm already perfect. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I don't have a second poem, so please, give me the stuff.
All right, everyone, please welcome up our next contestant, Emma York.
After our president was inaugurated, my fear became so bad I had to put it down, like a sick dog, flea-ridden. I had diagnosed anxiety for 11 years, and that was enough to make me take that pill bottle with the 30 tiny Zoloft capsules in it. It felt like surrender. But in the 2 weeks between the first pill sliding down my throat like a ball bearing through a funnel and Donald Trump putting his hand on that Bible, my fear managed to convince me that I needed to fight for my freedoms. And the worst part is that maybe I do. The cargo ship exploded off the ocean of my mind, and I'm still finding mangled up remains of old fears washed up on the beach. Jitter's so bad I have to convince myself it's only $7.50 to rent a room in the city, and hotel receptionists get paid $20 an hour on the overnight shift. I can make it if I needed to. You see, I had this pet delusion I like to call the skinny life. It's this desire to remain alive after everything has befallen me, to be like a cockroach. It's a cold, steely form of hope, but it's hope nonetheless. In the car, I tell my father I was never really queer anyways. In the same breath, I tell him me and my sibling would be willing to share a bedroom if anyone needed theirs. I go to my first protest. Somehow my rebelliousness gets worse. 6 times in the car, my father tells me I was more pragmatic than he thought I would be. I respond that I had no other choice, forced to face the snakes writhing under the skin of society in my nightmares. Now that they have come out into the light of day, I know how to face them. Is that triumph? I don't mean to be political here. I'm sure you're all tired of the doom and the panic, but is there anything else to talk about? We're all bracing for the impact, and to not step with caution would be to invalidate the carpet of canaries we live our lives over. I'm almost glad that we're talking about it. I'm so tired of being the only person who feels the barrel of the gun against the back of their neck. I remember breaking down crying on the kitchen floor 7 years and 5 months ago. A stone sunk into my chest that day, and I've grown up around it. As a kid, the feeling of it against my insides felt like a delusion, but now it feels more like a certainty. At least the fear is gone. At least I'm ready to look death in the eyes and say, "Fuck you, make me."
If you please now, welcome up to the stage our next poet, Nayeli Galindo.
Money is everything. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a materialistic person, but because it's true. I hear it now. I know one of you, someone, maybe not in this room, will preach the words, but it can't buy happiness. But it just might save the life of those who bring it. Happiness. Money is everything. Money puts food on your table, shushing your tummy rumbles. Money is the warm smiles on your family's faces after a scrumptious meal. Money is joy and smiles. Money is wealth, it's health. In this corrupt system of giving your all but losing more, money is the pinnacle. Money is what's going to keep a lover, a loved one, on that life support, alive a little longer, more time, so that you may see them keep smiling and loving a little longer. Money is everything. The price for time, the time of your existence, time you're with the ones you love, the time you're without. Money is time. Money is happiness. Money is everything. Money is your float, a boat that shelters you from the crash and the boom of a thundering storm, the howling winds of the sea, and keeps you warm and dry from the drip, drip, drop of the rain. Money is privilege, supremacy, and that's why money is everything.
Our next poet, Bruce Bowman.
My poem is called Nails. Clink, clink, clink. The nails fall out of my foundations. I'm splitting at the seams. I'm coming apart. Bang, bang, bang. I pick the nails up and pound them back in. I keep myself together. Step, step, step. A kid walks through the halls of the school with their overstuffed backpack, oversized hoodie, pens shoved in their hair, music blasting through their AirPods as they maneuver through the people like a salmon upstream. The people around them don't realize the salmon wanted to escape a shark. The people don't realize the salmon would have beached himself to escape the shark. Bang, bang, bang. That's what the girl said, trying to bring the salmon, the kid, into the ocean, her bed. But the salmon, the kid, swam away, escaped. Clink, clink, clink. There go the nails on the ground again as the pressure mounts. Clink, clink, clink. The nails, the nails, the nails. Bang, bang, bang. Who's putting the nails back? It's them. Bang, bang, bang. Them is so gentle, all of them. The lover, the friends, the sister, the parents. Creak, creak, creak. My joints creak as the them help me stand back up. We oil my joints together. Clink, bang, bang. Another nail falls out, but many hands hammer it back in. Step, step, step. Same kid, same backpack, different hoodie, same pens, new music. Same salmon, no shark. Clink, bang, bang. Clink, bang, bang. Clink, bang, bang.
Next up is our very own Ryan Mendenhall.
No, it's not.
I don't have a name for this, so yeah. Okay, so increments. Segments of increments of life and story. Not everyone shares the same glory. Withering smoke passes by and surrenders, yet for years, that moment she still remembers. Confident, she'll never forget, forever full with the same regret, confided with a valuable secret, trusted in the world to keep it, watching as till this day she'll hide away, watches as the food in her room decays, passers-by along the street, reading the messages she won't delete, and back then I'm still confused why they even wanted you, maybe some type of power move, couldn't tell you if I wanted to.
Next up, we have Soraya Garcia Wood.
Lights, camera, action, right? This is what you wanted? For that 7-year-old girl to put on that costume, walk onto stage, and get blinded by the lights shining in her face. Fake name, fake emotions, fake face, fake me. Your overruling voice stopping my thoughts, can't say anything only behind closed doors. All of the no buts, no eyes, just shut the fuck up. No one wants your opinion, 5 words I hear over and over and over again. Lights, camera, action. You don't think I don't know that? Now I'm 13, moved over many states, tearing my love apart. My mother neglecting my emotions, the meaning of self-love and worth crushed under the pain of your own weight. Don't take it out on me. Your mental health is not my fault. Look at me. Am I what you wanted? That 14-year-old girl just trying to survive. Lights, camera, action. Her wrists cut, blood hit the floor, flowing, flowing, flowing. She cleaned it up the best she could, but she fell apart. That beautiful, pure soul that once had a place of security in her chest had finally been tainted. Lights, camera, action. Your mask is falling. You yell at me, telling me to shut up, to help, to lie, to move, to stay, to pick a side. Those hundreds of tattered masks with peeling paint and worn down straps saying the same thing. I am okay. Just keep saying it. Everything will be fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I am okay. Go ahead. Keep saying it. Cover up your pain. We didn't hurt you. This was your fault. But you know what you did. That 14-year-old girl who lost her friends year after year because she was so broken. Her parents, Dakia Worthy and Antonio Garcia, made that story, wrote that script, ripping it apart every time she got way too good. Lights, camera, action. And now that I have said my part, I'm taking off my mask and experiencing my life from the start. Making my own script from the beginning, and when I get good, I won't start again. I'll look at my masks that hang on my wall, say, I'm not okay, and watch them all fall.
Fantastic work. Next, I would love to welcome Envy Nelson.
Before I begin, I would like to make one small correction. On the whatever pamphlet thing, it says I am class of 25. I am not. I am class of 26. I know, I'm so brave for standing up about this small typo. Summer comes. Autumn goes. Winter blights. Spring regrows. Hellebores bloom while winter fades. Roses bloom on sunny summer days. Cherry blossoms decorate the spring horizon, but they all disappear. They're beautiful because they're temporary, but we must be beautiful now, always, a rose without thorns. But wouldn't you rather be kissed by oleander, adorned with azalea, dancing with foxglove, shrouded in nightshade? Be momentary, be shifting, be volatile, be mortal. You don't need to be a shrine to the gods or a stagnant pond. You can be a bramble, a hemlock, blooming free. Be a wisteria, choking out the defiant, or a hydrangea shifting hues based on your soil. A mistletoe, a venomous tradition, a god killer, beautiful and unyielding. A belladonna, sweet but deadly, changing over time, flower to berry. You can be an autumn crocus, a dignified omen of success. A hyacinth, jealous and sincere. A calla lily, pure and holy. A bleeding heart, reborn but passionate or plighted. And time will pass. Flowers wither. Seasons change. Forests burn. Yet, under the surface, they dwell, waiting to bloom again. You and I are the same, awaiting our chance to bloom once more. Like a daffodil at winter's end, we will bloom again.
quote unquote, God is not real. You say God is not real. I don't blame you. You've been bruised by people who misrepresented Christ to you, or by the rich mega churches to the smaller churches that have pastors richer than the churches themselves, ending a sermon with the hallelujah and going back home on their Bugatti Chirons, Pagani Huayras, Chevrolets, Rolls Royces, only to live a disgusting life completely opposite to what Jesus taught. You say God is not real. I don't blame you. You've been hurt by religion. Jesus, not religion, but Jesus, Jesus heals. You say God is not real. I don't blame you. Jesus lived and said things that even the Pharisees couldn't believe. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I would not believe you if you said you were the Son of God, at least not until you showed it, because he said these things while living a life where you don't follow eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, a lifestyle where you don't lie, cheat, envy, lust, or get mad at someone on a day-to-day basis for speaking too loud, speaking too quiet, chewing too loud, breathing too loud, or for simply existing. But Jesus, not religion, but Jesus, Jesus heals. Jesus loved when he was hated by his own people. Jesus is living testimony of God. Jesus is one in God, because just like the soul and flesh and the spirit are God, Jesus and his spirit and the Holy Ghost are. Maybe you don't believe in God because you don't feel a need for God in a world where we desperately seek validation and love and fulfillment. Proverbs 26:11. But like a dog returns to its own vomit, we return to hate and brokenness. You say God is not real, but I say God is real. So do the 11 disciples who died beheaded, stabbed, flayed, or sawn in half, staying loyal to their faith. Gruesome way to die for God to be labeled a sky daddy. You say God is not real, but I say God is real. Have you ever reached rock bottom? Maybe you'll believe me when you do. Because when the things you thought would fulfill you fail you, Christ is all you have in that moment, and he is enough. Your spiritual food, your water, your sleep, your shelter, your oxygen, your will to live. And when you do reach rock bottom, I want you to call in the name of Jesus for help, and Jesus will not fail you. Because when he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, come to me, all you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, he was not playing. Amen.
Next to the stage, it's our very own Iris Thompson.
Thank you, Toby. All right, hi everyone. My poem's an Exodus poem, meaning it focuses on heroes, but mine, I do mine on a heroine. So,
Can you move the mic a little closer to
a little closer. Okay, get some assistance. Thank you. Okay. Is that good? Thank you so much. Okay. Not anymore. No, you can't have me. Why do you think you get to have my presence? Because I cook your food, grocery shop for you, clean your house, on and on. I'm your pet on a leash, tied down, no escape. Until there is, and you make it. Because ultimately, it's your choice. Nobody else's choice. So you decide, I am dead. No fucking more. Get out, now, faster. Now, get out faster. because what follows you isn't something you get to come back from. Slam door, packed bags, planned and chanced. Chaos. Engine revs, my revs, my anger revs, your anger revs. Speed away, faster and faster, from the problems before they crack into me, just like how you crack into me. Speed increasing, my dairy-free, no sugar, fat-free decaf, fake coffee, spills. A black cat runs across the street. Sucks for you, cat, bad luck already has me. Life in shambles, stuck in my skin tight, red dress, high heels too high, lipstick too flashy. What am I gonna do with my life? A life that won't contain you and focus solely on you and only you. Driving for days, no stopping, no thinking. Not until I came upon a car wash to wash away my past emotions and thoughts, because there is a new life, new job, new thoughts, new me. Old me, not anymore. Thank you.
All right. Sorry for that. Next up to the stage, please welcome Siddhartha Blur.
How can you not be here, but still be sculpted into my face, matching my features to yours? I have so much from you, even though you are never here. I have your ability to write, the ability to create strings of words with a ballpoint pen, and when that ink runs out, I'll prick my finger and use the blood you gave me. My hands will shake and tremble just like yours, because you had to pass down to me your tight chest and shaky breath, your spiraling head. When you start, you can't stop. You get lost in yourself because it's easier than being here, and I have that too. All from you. I have so much from you. Apologies ingrained into my mind. Even if you tell me you miss me like the desert misses rain, you don't realize you're drowning me in your downpours. Flooding hot sand, rearranging the terrain in the process, and just as soon as it starts, the waterfall slows until there are just occasional droplets on your skin. And then there's nothing. The clouds part, and the earth soaks up what's left. The sun scorches the earth into a drought, pleading for rain. I can see you sculpted into my face, what's left of you. The droop in your eyes that hides how wide they really are, the ski slope upturned in your nose you used to have before it broke and caved in, the soft pink in your lips hiding underneath dark blue ink. I can feel you in my skin and it's sickening. I wonder sometimes if we have a scar in the same place for the same reason, or if my freckles are scattered in the same pattern as yours. Things I would only know if I asked you in muffled voices over the phone. And even if I did, would you just say yes to hear me smile? The smile you haven't seen since I got my braces off. The smile you used to love because I had the same crooked teeth as you. I wonder if it would make you sad to see one less part of me that looks like you, to watch me grow out of the only parts of me you know, while I grow into your habits and everything you didn't want from me. It doesn't matter how much I pull away from you or try to ignore the parts of you that stir inside me. Your wiry hair and cold hands suffocate me in what you could have been if you weren't the way you were, and what might be if I'm the way you are too.
now have our final poet for intermission, and that is none other than Connor Santos.
Oh, hello. Okay, so this was during COVID, and I wanted to express my emotions. I couldn't do it through singing, because I was really bad at it. So here I am doing it through poems. So this is called Spain. Our first attempt, my first struggle. Crazy situations can flood one mind till all we have is to decide if we should go, leave, and never come back. You all saw the cruel storm that swept away the people, picking them off the world one by one. Then, petrified by what we saw, we hid ourselves from the world, caged up like prisoners, putting our own shackles on, free but short enough that we'd only taste a droplet of light. For the first time, our world was empty. While some had to say their goodbyes, my family had to decide if we should go. You all had your obstacles, your rocks thrown at you till you broke and bled, till your dents sculpted your very face. The decision was moving to Spain, as sweet as that can be, as if it was supposed to be a hysterical comment. The first time I heard it, my voice skimmed the surface. Why? The questions formed a line. It felt like those people who went to the museum just to see Starry Night, shoving their way past people, and when they look at it, they say, finally. But when I think of the decision, I know there's something, a cost, a payment, because nothing is that easy. But I just couldn't think of it. But when I think of this, a couple months later, there was a sign that said sold in front of our house, a house so empty, so hollow, so cold. I had to give away everything, my dogs, my toys, my friends who I've cherished for so long, till all I have was a suitcase that carried my memories, my values, my feelings, my hope that this would all be worth it. We all have to bleed a few here and there. Fast forward a week and days, we arrived in Spain, but we had to tread lightly, for we were in the dark. For if you took the wrong step, you would spring the trap that the butterfly would cause a hurricane of madness. This was no ordinary game. You would have to start from square one, all caged up. We lived a town just off the capital, Madrid, Leganés. It was dry as a bone. He bounced and danced on the ground as if everything I saw was just a hallucination. But we lived with our grandparents with a silent knowledge of the animosity caused by the flickering flames of friction between my mom and her mom. The summer was ecstatic, traveling around from restaurant to restaurant, train to train. I made friends along the way. Guess what? They play soccer. My life I was feeling was so beautiful. I tried to hide it away, but every day it got closer and closer. I remember it as if it were yesterday. I couldn't sleep, so I laid in bed till 3 in the morning, my eyes still open, hoping that it was just a dream, but it was a nightmare I was living. I could hear footsteps outside my room, voices speaking. I got out of bed, I woke up my brothers. We came out of the room and we saw my dad. All he had was a suitcase lying there waiting for him to leave. So he looked at me as if it was the last time he could see me. All I could think, all I hoped to think was that he would come back. For the first time in a long time, a tear fell down from his eyes, slowly becoming cascades of waterfall. As I hugged him and he hugged me, I couldn't speak. The solid cement that I was trying to break between my lips so I can speak the words that were banging in my head, but they couldn't. From there arose torment. My euphoria withered away. That was when he left us and school began. I saw it on everyone's face, the stress, the pain. So I knew I had to take his place. For months there was a thunderstorm in my house, screams of anger, disgust, loathe. Now all we have is to decide if we should go back. We came to live on roots of opportunities, but our decisions came to a conclusion. My dad couldn't do his early retirement. My mom couldn't stand her mom anymore. That we were in a search of a house, but we weren't allowed, so we left the food, the friends, my family. But when I got back, I was free. I got out of the airport and I saw him. I could finally breathe. A tear fell down from my face, slowly becoming cascades of waterfalls. As I hugged him and he hugged me, I can finally speak the words I've been longing to say. I love you, Papa. I was in a cocoon hiding away in the storm, and when it settled, I came out sprouting, carrying the scars of my battles, but older, wiser, smarter, here with my family, stronger. Thank you.
Sorry. With that, we are now going to go to intermission. Now, Ms. Frigdy has stressed it is of the utmost importance that at the beginning you all may take one snack. If you thought I was scary, oh boy, you don't want to see her when you take more than one snack at the beginning. It's not pretty. There'll be nothing left of you. Yeah, anything else on that, Ms. Frigdy? We'll reconvene in some amount of time.
We're gonna do some complicated math, and then we'll come back and let you know who's moving on to round 2.
Retire all of your poetry. Just a reminder that the point is not the points. Everyone who spoke to us this evening shared a piece of themselves. I got goosebumps, I laughed, I cried. I thought about the existential nature of love and life and everything in between. You covered a lot of ground. Thank you, poets. One more round of applause for our round 1 poets. We wish that everybody could share as many poems as they wanted to all night long, but that's not how poetry slams work. So, we've tabulated the scores and we've selected the top 8 score-wise. I'm going to tell them to you in alphabetical order, and then the order has been randomized, and Toby will share that with you. So in alphabetical order, our round 2 poets are Al, Emma York, Emma Airbar, Envy Nelson, Luce, Nayeli, Siddhartha, and Soraya. Thank you. Congratulations again to all of our round 1 poets. Thank you for your time and your poetry and your beautiful work. All right, moving briskly into round 2, same format, fewer poets. Here we go. Thank you.
Thanks for that wonderful alphabetization. It's crazy. You have no idea who's going first. I do. And as such, I am proud to announce that our first poet of the second round is Nayeli.
Just like how eyes are the window into the soul, poetry is like a library filled with records called poems. Poetry is a form of expression, a way for people to express themselves, their emotions, and point of view. Listening to poetry is like being in someone's shoes for a day, for a moment in time. We may not be close, be total strangers, but for a moment, it feels like I know you. Through every word and line of your poem, through every breathy shake and quiver of your voice, I might have just met you, but it feels like I knew you, a part of you, a fragment. Poetry is a life, someone's life. Their experiences, their opinions. Poetry is like a record, some broken and scratched, some shiny and new with that freshly purchased scent. But they all speak truth about the lives that were lived and will keep on playing, carving new stories for more and more years to come. Thank you.
Siddhartha Wilson.
I'm gonna do that, sorry. I'm itching for summer. Warm sun, dancing leaves, where you don't have to think, because the sophomore slump was so much more real than I thought. And trust me, I especially feel for all you juniors and AP students and club leaders and after-school tutors, because I am at the bottom of that list. And I'm still trying to keep my ducks from eating each other rather than in a row. And sometimes the easiest way to do that is to listen to music, or draw, or sleep, or whatever else I could act on that would make whoever's in loco parentis strike out my behavior and tell me to focus, or pay attention, or do the most grueling and nauseating thing I could be asked. It's not that bad. The merry-go-round nature of the whole ordeal is overplayed and overplayed and overplayed until it doesn't sound like anything anymore. It's just, yes, miss, no, mister. Can I go to the bathroom, take these notes you forget the meaning of completely after the test, watch this video so you have a chance to zone out, or stop and talk to the person next to you that you'd otherwise never be friends with. Or just put your head down and sleep, trying to avoid the murmurs and whispers of conversation through the room that carries quiet secrets and verbal harassment and innocent conversation, trying to break the silence, all with the assumption of being unheard by those around them. I sleep with my arms on the table, head in my sleeves, virtually a pretty uncomfortable position, but my eyes can't help but droop down and drift me so far away in class that sometimes I think about how Max found the forest and where the wild things are, and if that would happen to me right at my desk, with my sketchbook open and pen case boiling over with drawing utensils. The walls around me would slowly push out into presumably infinite forest, as each person in the room stretched and twisted with grace into tall, stark trees, forming the ceiling into a natural canopy of leaves and branches, the tables beneath them becoming unique roots and rocks, bookshelves and cabinets shaping into small sheltered areas but maybe not large enough to be a cave. The murmurs and conversations slowly fade out into bushes rustling and birds singing back and forth to each other. The moss and plants creep up my shoes and wrap themselves around my legs, all while intertwining with my fingertips and bringing me back to consciousness. And I'm back to where I was, flickering yellow lights, whiteboards, worksheets, where all the words blend together and it looks like little black lines on white paper with the occasional block boxes or blank lines to fill in the rest of the sentence. I push my head back down and shut my eyes tight, try to go back to where I was, try to feel the warm sun gleaming through the leaves on my face, try to bring back the birds, tell myself it's summer, where the biggest thing I have to worry about is having nothing to do. It sounds like a blessing until it's all you have. It's like wishing for summer when it's still fall. As soon as the first heat wave comes, you're gonna want it to pour.
Next off, continuing this string of fantastic poets, we have Al Levant.
Tell me, are you sick of me yet? Does your stomach churn with regret? When you look at me, do your eyes water with tears unshed? Or do you let them fall, creating an ocean wave to wash me away? Do you drink a glass of salted water so you can vomit all the things you want to say. So tell me, do you hate me yet? Does your chest tighten when I walk by? Do your ears bleed as I talk? Is every candle, every eyelash, every first star in the night sky a wish that I would just go away? Do your bones creak and crack as you walk my way? Tell me, why do you hate me? Is it because you think I am too much, too loud, too weird, too me? Would it be easier if I just stayed small, if I didn't take up space? Tell me, do you like me? I thought you did. I thought you liked it when I talked. You told me you did. But every side glance, every look you thought I didn't see, every whisper under your breath that I wasn't supposed to hear, I heard and saw everything. All the words unsaid, all of the unfinished sentences, the last words changing the meaning, all of the things you told your friends. Everything.
Thank you, Emma. Next up, we have Emma Emerald.
Stop. Okay, so this is my next piece called This Is America, and it contains a trigger warning. This poem contains serious subjects like injustice, a reference to racism and school shootings. Reader discretion is advised. Also, there is a you person in this piece, and it's a lawmaker who bans 2S LGBTQ plus individuals from thriving and discriminates on people of color. To people who are being oppressed, you are not alone, you are supported, you are loved, and you matter. And as a wise man once said, Big Brother is always watching. The same story repeats. Built upon tombs and stones of those who died in disguise, the 1,000 terrible treaties to compromise made flowers to pages of colonized borders, walking a trail of tears to divide, stories of victories to justify unspoken independence in this society, forming a lie. This is America. Revolvers and revolutions of raining terror before running, students flashing to the exit before clashing, to the bullets, floodgates, and terror to loathing guiltlessness of the thoughts of the killer's mind circling spitefulness. For once the killers stand center stage, blurred mazes in a renegade, to twist a game of life and death in a plot to disengage, to tame a gaze of muted fame, to break a rib of decay. They run from the bullets, but they cannot escape the cage of the world, spiraling into a craze in a sea of outcasted promises. Pages ripped to shreds as the killer's blood runs red. Anyone who plays dead gets shot again. This is America. The way we aggress, the way we confess, the way someone holds the books to a bad address. As the ships on high fever circle an inward siege, the runaways contorted by cotton fields in a fight to be free, to become a prophet overseeing misery. Fired bones carried to the noose of an old tree to finalize a constitutional scheme, to declare a parable of independence into a bad dream, to look upon your lines of unjust sympathy to say you are failing us, to form a founding father fighting into an expressway, because who the hell wants to learn about a slaveholder anyway? This is America. Homophobic slurs plague the minds of youth in the streets. I pledge allegiance to the flag that Andy Warhol is a gay who can aggress, scream, and gag in a filthy rag. Held together in a martyr of suicide while they leak crimson tears from lesbians and queers, stain and paint the walls of an ostracizing law, buried in one nation under God with liberty and justice for all straight white male Americans. Right now, we draw the line as we rise up from chains of the past and tales of the future for generations to come. Words will destroy my soul and leave me in a worthless hole, waiting for freedom's call to patrol out of an exodus from a broken toll. When the second hand switches, we will be free from this ungodly hell while dying in the land of the free, which excludes me. I want to fight for their unspoken rights, to convince with dead skin a majority to grant us individuality. This is the America you dreamed of when the document was signed, yet your dreams are valued by the history books disenfranchising the intellectuals. It's time to break away from yours. When will we dream up ours? When will we be endowed with the same inalienable rights? I can want to feel what it's like to be free while being me, equalizing changes from a peacemaker's quote, because that's the one declaration we all wrote.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Envy Nelson.
It's fine. So, I'm gonna read this poem. I was considering reading an old, 1 to 2 year old vent poem I made about Pokemon RP Tumblr. And I decided against it because it was super edgy and not well written. It kind of implied I was gonna end myself over Pokemon RP Tumblr. It was not about that. So instead you get this much better poem. Where is your happy place? A sunny field, a calm forest, a babbling brook, a countryside, a childhood home. Where is your happy place? A hollow memory, a bygone era, an untainted shelter, a distant thought, a joyous paradise? Where is your happy place? How have you kept it safe? How is it not plagued, invaded by thoughts that aren't your own, by vitriolic suggestions? Where is your happy place? Why is yours an escape when mine couldn't offer me the same? Why is yours an unyielding comfort when mine is not? Why do you get paradise? Where's your happy place? Is it serene? Is it inspiring? Helpful? Caring? Kind? Where's your happy place? Isn't it bloodstained? Isn't it discomforting? Isn't it suffocating? Isn't it cruel? Isn't it alive? Where's your happy place? Does it have a face? Does it have a smell? Does it have a texture? Does it have a taste? Does it have a sound? Where is your happy place? Is it not cloaked in shadows who speak in your voice? Is it not rotting under the weight of your life? Is it not wanting you to end? Where's your happy place? Is it utopia? Is it asylum? Is it escape? Is it relief? Is it paradise? Where's your happy place? Is it like mine, infested by other yous who want you to hurt? I hope they fade. If it's not, I hope it stays that way.
next we have the wonderful Soraya Garcia.
Before I start, I would like to mention a trigger warning of abuse. Why? I ask myself every day. The more I think about what you did, the more my mind is torn into disarray. Why do it? I ask you today. You say, what did I do? And look the other way. Why? I scream in my room at night, my tears soaking the sheets, my pillow taking the blame. I can't take it anymore. Should me or my pain go away? Why hit her? What did she do? Why yell? Your voice hurt me too. You don't see your pain or the pain you cause others. That abusive cloud covers your eyes, so dark, a storm. But I thought you said you're not like other guys. So was it all just a lie? Why? Just answer me. This puddle of guilt getting bigger over the years. Help, I'm drowning in my tears. Will you treat me the same? Will you use my name in a way of distorted vein? This was my fault. Please make it go away. I just need an answer. To ease my mind, to wash my hands, just let me close my eyes. Our lips are both bleeding from the stitches we both sewed. The words we never said, the I'm sorries that took way too long. Just let me rest, I can't take any more pain. Blood all over the floor, your screams fill my head. So I'll ask you one last time, why? Don't give me a cheap answer. Don't raise your hand. Don't shrug your shoulders. Just walk away. Stop. Don't leave. Answer my question, please. Please, Dad. When I ask you why, don't give me an apology. Please, open your eyes and see how much you fucking hurt me.
Let's go. Please welcome next to the stage our penultimate poet, Luce Boll.
I would also like to do a quick trigger warning for use of the T slur in this poem, so if that is a word that is offensive or triggers you in any way, just be aware. My birth certificate lies. It has a name that's not mine. It says I'm a girl, a woman, a female. I like pink and pleated skirts and princesses and pretty bows, but I also like mud and martial arts and princes and museums where I can explore and get dirty. Science is for girls, science is for boys. Can science be for me too? Can I write my biology book and have people not worry about if I have balls or boobs? Can I like girls the way boys do? Can I like boys the way girls do? Among the M's and F's of the world, where does an X fit in? I wear jeans and a sweatshirt and people think tranny, boy wannabe. I wear skirts and tights under my baggy t-shirt and they assume cis, girl. My ID says X, not X like the person you try and forget, but X as in nothing. Am I nothing? Because I don't fit into the binary code of Earth's database, does that make me nothing? Do they want to delete me? Just because I can be a prince or a princess, just because I wear pretty bows when I go to museums and can do my martial arts in whatever I want. Maybe I don't fit in, but that doesn't make me nothing. Maybe I don't fit in, but that's your issue, not mine if you choose to scream slurs or assume conformity. Maybe I don't fit in, but since when have I ever? I was a tutu-wearing, mud-loving, bows in my hair to museums F, and that didn't bother you. So why does me being an X when I do the same bother you so much? Maybe I don't fit in, but I'm still a person, just like you. Maybe I am an X, but I am not nothing. You won't forget me.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Emma.
Not really a trigger warning for this one. Have fun. The Doomsday Hypothesis posits that humanity has a 95% chance of dying out before the year 11,145. This is because I observed my life here, and if there were too many more years of humanity ahead of us, I would have statistically been born later. The Doomsday Hypothesis posits that my existence, that your existence, cuts down how long we as a species will survive. The Doomsday Hypothesis posits that we are killing our species. You see, this is not living, this is observing, because our very existence means a great many things. Either creationism is real, or we would only be born in a reality that we could be born in. I believe one of these things, because knees are built so terribly. No one would make this is horrible. And yet, I lie awake at night wondering if knees are what make us human, if I would be able to be born in a reality that knees didn't exist in. You see, somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 15 light years away, there is a reality where someone is reading this poem and they look like me, and they have knees that don't suck. After I lose this poetry slam, sit down with me and play the tree game until the world cycles back around and I get another chance. If time is infinite, if time is cyclical, then I have read this poem an infinite number of times, and I will read it an infinite number of times again. If I must die before I reach infinity, let it be binary and instantaneous, so I may reach quantum immortality, like Schrödinger's cat did. You may open the box and find her dead inside, but she did not experience death, her consciousness taking her to a reality where she somehow survived. On his deathbed, Hugh Everett, lifetime atheist and father of the many worlds interpretation, did not fear death, because he believed his consciousness would always show him to a reality where he survived. I am not a religious woman, but there are physics and math theories that posit that our existence here matters, and that we will all get an eternity. Welcome to Religion 101 for mathematics and physics majors.
You all are so wonderful. Thank you guys so much for bringing your art here and sharing it with us. I believe that is the conclusion of our poetry readings. So I think the deliberation phase is now to begin. It's not my job, thank goodness, but once we total up once we total up the scores in the second round, Miss Frazee and I will have the pleasure of announcing our candidates for moving to Verslandia.
Another warm thank you to our house band. Now is the part of the show where we share with you the 3 poets who got the most points, because again, we're all winners when we write, read, and enjoy poetry. I'd like to thank our judges again. Incredible work for a difficult position to be in. Poets, please don't leave, even if I would like everybody to stay for a photo, and I have treats and certificates for everyone who participated tonight. And just a reminder that we don't have school tomorrow. Let's hear it for no school tomorrow. And Monday too. Okay, here we go. It's better. 3, and I'll have you do this, give the certificate. So, cash. It pays to be a poet. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's lucrative. So, in 3rd place, please join me on the stage, Soraya. And our 2nd place poet this evening, who will be joining us at Verslandia, is Emma Ehrbar. Congratulations, Emma. And our 1st place poet this evening is Emma York.
Do you want a ring pop and do you do poetry?
Yes.
Get up here.
Audience